What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday to all of you. July 31st, the weekend is here. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag here on Odds Headquarters. We are on the Odds HQ YouTube page here. Be sure to check out odds.com. Follow us on Twitter at odds110. What up? Wild roller coaster ride of a day yesterday. The damn bet I made. I don't remember a roller coaster ride as bad as Slow-Mo Joe Ingles gave me yesterday. I'm glad the Viper MB cashed his over 10.5 points. I did not cash over 19.5 points rebound assist. He ended up at 18. Went 5-4 in MLB. That was a roller coaster ride. 5-4 plus 0.66 units. We're going to go over everything. We're going to have to work very quickly here. We're going to start with MLB. Near the end of the card, our man DJ Big Boss coming to us live from Long Beach, California. We'll break down the 3 California games he wants to look at. And then Trotwham coming to us live from the Westgate Sportsbook to talk NBA basketball. So that will be the last chunk of our show. And then we're going to go over NHL briefly. We're not going to have a ton of time for NHL, but Babano, Ian Cameron, will be hosting the show tomorrow and will be smashing NHL while I'm boozing up north. Welcome to Betting with the Bag. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Thank you guys so much for rolling with us today. Let's give you guys some love here. We got Gio Mercedes ready to get to work. Viper MB coming off another sterling effort. And a boy Viper. Bobby Arms in the house. A9ZBV. I'm not done with the races. We did want to get baseball rolling. Saturday, August 8th, we're doing a full horse day. Full day of hammering horses here with all the special guests that you remember. So we'll be back in action. And we'll be doing more. Just took a little break getting baseball, NBA, NHL going. There's Ulysses Hayes in the house. Neil P. ready to get to work. There's Diehard MMA Podcast, our man Clint. Ulysses. Oh, Leo Leon giving love to Ulysses Hayes. There's DX Filer, Reese, Spencer Penny G, a.k.a. Spenny Penny Bombs. Tijuana Raff in the house. We need Tijuana Raff, a spectacular soccer capper. We got to get him live on the show. Spencer Penny G's looks are right here. He is ready to load in. Spenny Penny Bombs doing work. I love it. There's Ron Lofton in the house. There's Ron Crawford. Ron Crawford's spreadsheet plays that he puts out here on the daily 5-1-1. How lucky are we to roll with cappers like our guy Ron in the house? Michael Irvalina, NBA games under easy cash. Take all unders again today, says Michael Irvalina. Wow. Jimmy Cece ready to go. Don Corleone S. back in action. Blackdoor King. Brandon Lugo. Maxwell Smart. D-Rod, nice to see you. Robert Johnson. Mr. Gokster. Spencer Hicks. Rich Kemp. Gate Pass Key. Look at that. NHL comes back to us in Gate Pass Key rolling back in action. I love it. Mally Mal in the house. Jordan Nordman, Connor McLaughlin, Ben Martin, Canascat, Reese, Serious Business, Milo, Tim Montana, BX, West Coast, William McInnes, Ty Clinton, Mark Unkefer, Ken Mann said Bieber is a monster over 6.5 Ks was too easy. It was too easy. Big plus line, but we have to thank the MMA locker room. Great capper. He's the one who first got us on there. He got us that cash. There's Alex Ramirez in the house, star of the Spidey play today. There's Toite Latte, cash action bets. What a great group. V. Barry. Time to get to work. And we got to move quick. And we've got to attack first. There's Red Girl. Red Girl in the house. Oh, yes. Leroy Flood, Ergo Caustic. Ergo Caustic saying, following you guys from Poland. There's Tyrone Coleman, Dennis Garcia, Cynthia Paniagua, Dav Fenn. Jesse Nunez in the house. What a great group. I love it. The Icon back in action with us. All right. Alex Van Hooser. Jimmy J. Nice. Nailed a 5-teamer last night for $1,500. Let's go over that first. There's Trotwham, who's going to be coming to us live from Westgate Casino in Las Vegas. All right. Let's get to work. First off, let's just review what happened yesterday and move past it. Very disappointing to lose that over with Slow-Mo Joe. Very disappointing. I'm only up 4.57 units in NBA now, and I had lost 7 of 9 before the break. So that's not losing 8-10. So we've got to turn that around right now. I've already locked in Trotwham's first Wham Bam play of the day. I should have locked in his second Wham Bam play of the day because there's been a 5-point move in the over there. We will discuss that with Trotwham. In MLB, I went 5-4 plus 0.66 units. Let's just get over it. Let's go over it very, very quickly so we can move past it. By the way, Noli knows another smashing success for Noli knows here on the show yesterday. What a monster he is. I lost $450 on the Mets over the last 2 days. Mets -1. -114 was a loser. Mets first 5 -0.5 was a loser. The Red Sox going to City and sweep the Mets. Very disappointing. Cleveland, Minnesota, first 5 under 4.5 casher. Bieber over 6.5 Ks plus 110 casher. KC, Detroit, first 5 under 5.5. We talked about what a sneaky look that was that Noli gave us, casher. LA Dodgers, Arizona, first 5 under 5, a loss. Diamondbacks plus 140, a loss. Very, very tremendously disappointing. Padres first 5 -0.5 -120 cash. Padres -1 -144 cash. 5-4 on the day. Gooch play of the day. Focus on your bets. Spurs +4. Spurs +4. I love it. All right. Manny R in the house. DX Father says Reds first 5 so far for me. Turnbull good, but Reds second look at him with Senzel Moustakas this time. Interesting spot. I was so close to making a move on the Reds. I don't know why I was waiting on the Reds full game. I don't know why. -155. And then, wake up this morning, it's -165. And then I'm going to bet it. And while I'm betting it, it moves to -180, and I just stayed off of it. They are seeing Turnbull and Castillo again. They opened up the season against each other. We have 2 of those matchups today. But let's get right after it. Let's get right after it right now because we've got to make moves before DJ Big Boss joins us. DJ Big Boss is focusing on these 3 games. Let me pop them up so I don't do them. Let's get it right now. Dodgers, Padres, Giants. So let's get over to my MLB here. Dodgers, Padres, Giants are going to be Big Boss games. BB, Dodgers, Rangers, Giants will be BB, Big Boss. And where's those Padres? Right here. That's a great game. That Padres-Rockies game is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. All right. There we go. We are in action and ready to fire. Let's get after it. What did I lock in today? I've locked in 1 basketball bet that I had to, and I've locked in 1 under. Tampa, Baltimore, first 5 under 5. I was very excited to see that Noli Knows was also on that play. So that gave me some confidence afterwards. All right, let's get to work right now. And Jesse Nunez, first 5 under 4.5 in Cleveland, Minnesota for Jesse Nunez. All right, let's get to work right now, and we're going to have to move briskly. We start. All right, let's move past NBA. There we go. We start with Cardinals, Brewers postponed. Don't have to see Brett Anderson and his gorgeous locks. We don't have to see him tossing 85 miles an hour, wondering why nobody's able to hit him. Jack Flaherty, we would have had the chance to see. No. Very nervous with this COVID, but let's not focus on that at all. It's faith. I don't have any locks, but I've locked in. Shouldn't use locked in because of the word lock. I have bet the under 5 in Tampa, Baltimore. So let's get past Cardinals and Brewers because of the cancellation. Let's move over to Red Sox, Yankees, 80 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 6 miles per hour, sideways. These Yankees are rolling, and now they get to go home. Coming up against this Red Sox team, when it looked like their season was over, they go into Citi Field, they sweep the Mets. Ryan Weber starting for the Red Sox. He's always been bad. Always been bad. His MLB debut, I don't know if you remember, he struck out like 10. He had a ton of movement. But that was basically the only good start of his career. He's been a bullpen piece, and he's just been straight up bad. Red Sox are using him. In that opening start, he goes 3 2/3, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 0 Ks. Guy can't strike anybody out. There's razor sharp bets in the house. Shout out to Razor Sharp Bets. They did the live horse show last night. Razor cashed a little $3,700 try. My guy, Razor Sharp. There's Ryan Kozlowski in the house. Ryan's getting his action in. Mally Mouse says Yankees have to be automatic here. Not for me. Not for me. Let's take a look at the market move. I think there's a couple things at play for me here in this game and why I was just hesitant to immediately pull the trigger. You have this Yankees team feeling good about themselves, traveling. The total has been bet down. It opened up at 11, went down to 10.5, and then went down to 10. There's been a 40-cent move towards the Red Sox. It schnizzles on that first 5 under. I love it. Jerry Beatty in the house, ready to get to work. Austin Boswell says, what's your best bet today? I think, in all honesty, my best bet is DeMar DeRozan over 27.5 points and rebounds. I think that's probably the bet. But you know what? Magic -6.5. It's only -7 right now. I like them both very much. Mally Mouse says Boston has dead arms. Jordan Montgomery season debut. Pitched 4 innings last year. What are we going to get from Jordan Montgomery? Career 3.91 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. We all remember what he did in 2017. Led all AL rookies in starts, strikeouts, innings. He looked like he was going to be special. Oh, man. Okay. Red Sox are smashing lefties. 311 at 911 OPS. Smashing them. They feel good about themselves. Austin Boswell, it's just the players that they don't have. And I can't wait to talk about that game. But if we want to just – we're going to do basketball after this. But look at this starting 5. And Crook's game-time decision. Sure, Joe Harris, Jared Allen, Chris LeVert. Your point guard's Chris Chiozza. You're going to get Isaac back for Orlando. There's just too many important pieces missing for Brooklyn. Okay, Max. All right. Okay, let's stay focused. There's Eric Jones in the house. Okay. Yankees are playing good baseball. I mean, there's no getting around it, but I understand the 40-cent move. Austin Boswell says Isaac points tonight might be the play. I think Magic completely take care of the Nets, and Isaac might not need to be played too much in the second half. Joe Yurkovich says Magic -7 is low hanging, and I booked it. I love it, Joe. It's DJ Big Boss who's going to be joining us here shortly. Yankees beat up on the Red Sox last year, 14-5, and went 8-1 at home. That 3-run homer by Aaron Judge last night, right when it looked like they were going to lose to the Orioles for the first time in 18 games. Montgomery coming off Tommy John. And these Red Sox are eating. Christian Vasquez eating. The Red Sox are smashing lefties. All good, Austin Boswell. Thank you, my friend. Weber has good numbers against the Yankees. That doesn't mean too much to me. He's terrible as a starter. Scooty and Ricky Butt. Love it. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining, man. I love it. I don't see that, I understand the 40-cent market move. I'm interested that the total's gone down. And this just isn't something I feel like attacking right now. I had a ton of action on the card yesterday. Maybe there's going to be more that's going to pop up here. But Red Sox Yankees isn't no move for me. Let's move on to Mets Braves. Mets are 3-4. I think I'm going to cash this under. Season total, win total under. 90 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 10 miles per hour, sideways across the diamond. Rick Porcello, like Martin Perez, will have a better start than he had, to get the season rolling. I mean, that's the easy thing to say. Ben Martin says Braves win. There's Dutch Boy fresh in the house. Connor McLaughlin. Take a look at C-Max moves. Yes, Ty Clinton says, who called the Red Sox win yesterday over the Mets, said he was a Mets fan. That is our Ulysses Hayes, the great Ulysses Hayes, who's in the chat right now. Shout out to Ulysses. Okay, Porcello. Starts one game, looks awful. I don't know why they signed him. 2 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 K, 3 walks. He looked terrible last year, but he's a gamer. I expect him to pitch better here. Going up against Newcomb. Newcomb went 3 1/3 in his first start. Couldn't get strikeouts. Mets team hitting 225, 756 OPS against the lefties. Scooty and Ricky Butchanow talking about the Texas under. We're going to get there, and let's get there soon. Viper MB looking at his action. Vucevic over 18.5 points. That's an interesting look. Robert Cherry on Yanks, first 5. Braves, first 5 under. Braves, first 5 for Tim Montana. Yeah, I mean, Austin Boswell saying that my app says he has 27 ERA. He's pitched 2 innings. Mets hitting 225, 756 OPS versus lefties. 272, 799 OPS last year against lefties. And Braves are hitting exactly what they were hitting last year against righties. 256, 793 OPS. This is a rematch of the third game of the season. Atlanta won at 14-1. Porcello lasted 2 innings. Porcello can show them something different. He has a very small sample size of starts in Atlanta, and he's pitched well there. And Atlanta looked very good beating the Braves the last 2 games. It looked like the team that we expected. El Abuelo de Superman. We're back Saturday, August 8th. There's MMA Locker Room in the house. Fresh off that Bieber over 6.5 plus money casher. Low Bega betting. We're going to come back. We're going to come back. We're going to do a big Traverse Stakes Day and possibly lots more after that. Ron Lofton. Love seeing that. Max Smart says Texas home game's under. We've seen what that stadium does. But Texas is on the road now. C. Will in the house. Neil P., I just don't think there's a reason to take plus 1.5s. Ever. So let's take a quick look at market movement here. Bet365 opens up the Braves at minus 140. Being a 5-cent move towards the Mets. Blackdoor King on Braves money line and no score first inning. Viper MB says MLB's finish won't last more than 2 weeks. That's very possible. It's very possible that COVID's going to stop this MLB season. But when they do, NHL and NBA will be rolling. Right now, we have baseball. Let's enjoy every second of it and keep cashing off of it. We're having a good season. Oh, you're a good man, West Coast. I enjoyed it immensely. We're gonna have a huge Traverse Stakes Day, and we'll do many more. Market move towards the Mets is a little surprising, but I expect Porcello to be better, and I don't want to go right back to the well of fading the same pitcher I faded in week 1 like I did with Martin Perez. West Coast says Braves, baby. I guess I also don't like betting on a game when both pitchers have just been seen by their teams and Porcello gets completely lit up. I guess I lean Braves, but I'm going to leave it at that. Let's move on to Reds, Tigers. So I was waiting for the first 5. My book was not giving us a first 5 total for a long time. Waiting to see what they give us. And the other books were hanging 5s. Of course, mine 4.5 and juice to the under. And then I paused again. This is the same situation where Castillo and Turnbull just saw their opponents, and we saw what Turnbull's capable of doing when he's at home. MMA Locker Room says, I got the play for Reds, Tigers, ready. Reds, Tigers, ready. All right. 81 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 9 miles per hour, sideways across the diamond. See the market move here with Reds Tigers. Reds open up at minus 145 at Bet365. Now they're minus 180. I told you I was very close to pressing the button to minus 165. And before I could, it moved to minus 180. Yeah, Johnny Cage, we're doing NBA. We have Trotwham, Wham Bam coming to us live from Vegas. We're going to get through MLB first, and then we will hammer NBA, and I'm very excited about doing that. Turnbull Castillo looked great in his first start. This guy's got future Cy Young stuff. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 11 Ks, 1 walk. Detroit came back and won that game. MMA locker room, Turnbull over 5.5 strikes. MMA locker room fresh off a gorgeous Bieber over 6.5. Nikolai splitting up the Braves on the 1, 2, and 3 line. Interesting. And there's Trotwham announced we're live today. Trotwham, Wham Bam coming to us live from Westgate. Mr. Goke says close to taking the first 5 under here, Cincy, Detroit. I was 2, but I'm not gonna. I would take it at 5. I'm not gonna take it at juice 4.5, and I'm not gonna take it when these guys just saw the lineups. So Turnbull gave up 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 8 in 5 innings Sunday. Looked great against this squad. Tigers are in a 9-game homestand. They're comfortable at home. Miguel Cabrera hit 2 solo homers on Thursday. You're gonna get Miguel. You got Scope hitting already. You got Jacoby Jones hitting from the 9-hole. Miley Miles says Turnbull definitely looks good. Mr. Gogser says no play for me. Connor McLaughlin says don't love this card today for MLB. It's funny you mentioned that, Connor, because yesterday I had 9 bets. Today sitting at 1. And this is the one. So let's move over to the only other thing that wouldn't go past me is I think Castillo will still shut them down. But they're not giving me team totals yet. They're worried about this game. All right, let's keep rolling. And Mark Hunker for giving out a shout out to MMA Locker Room. Jerry Beatty, what I'll do is I'm going to put Noli's Twitter handle here in the chat. Follow Noli on Twitter. He will be live on Betting with the Bag every Thursday. Same time, Gate Paskey. He's hosting this show at 12 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to talk NHL at the end of this show. All right. Rays, Orioles. I'm on the first 5 under. Let's just see exactly what I got here when I bet it. Sorry. Minus 120. First 5 under, 5 minus 120. Let's see what my book is handing out right now. Change to 5. There we go. It's 4.5 now. Good. Neil P, I've moved to minus 1s from the tutelage of Pistol Pete Loshak and Antel. I'll never take a plus 1.5 in any sport. In NHL or baseball. I'll never turn a dog into a favorite ever. It's a rule I have. Michael Lopez says 4.5 for what game? I'm on the first 5 under, 5 at minus 120 with Rays Orioles. I was on Cobb to have a good first start, and he did. And it was an Orioles casher. And that doesn't make up for all the losses that Cobb has cost me since he moved over to Baltimore. But when they signed him, I told you, this was a guy who can handle this division. And that's what made him a good signing. And I expect him to have another good start here. And I expect him to have a good season. I mean, the guy's had a litany of injuries, and now he's right. Oh, nice job, Mark Rosado. So did Viper, my man Viper. Robert Cherry, yes, you can get that minus 1. You use the minus 1 calculator, and for some reason I wasn't able to put it up on the screen. It's Ron Crawford hooked us up with it, but for some reason it didn't show up when I wrote in the chat. Let's see if it shows up here. I'll see if it shows up. There's George Wood in the house. I just put it in. No, I guess it didn't because George. I don't know why. Yeah, we have the Z code system. zcodesystem.com/runline_calc. I wish someone else could pop it in. Can somebody else who's been using it pop it in? Joe Yurkovich says, sounds like you should go Orioles first 5 at a good plus price. The reason why I'm not going to, why I'm only on the first 5 under is because I think Blake Snell has a start here. Shane Snary on the I take -1.5s in NHL. I just don't take +1.5s ever. I'll do reverse puck lines too. I'll go for scores. I just have a rule that I will never turn a dog into a favorite, Shane, ever. Okay, yeah, Robert Cherry, please, can you hit me right now because I'm taking off up north here after the show. So could you message me right now so I don't forget? Okay. Wind the Fieldhouse says Rays have been hot. Let's talk about this Rays squad. Both teams coming off tough losses. Atlanta handled the Rays nicely, sweeping that 2-game series, and I think Blake Snell can get them right. Joe Yurkovich says Orioles offense sneaky good. Maybe Snell ain't right. Maybe he's not. And I'd be curious to see how Baltimore reacts after that heartbreaking loss yesterday. But you're right. They have a 737 OPS versus righties. That's better than what the Rays have. And I think Snell is going to be strong. And I think Cobb's going to be strong. He had that hip operation last year. He was with Tampa for 6 years. It's a completely different squad. Leo Leon says, looks like an undergame in Baltimore. Mr. Ghoster says something smells fishy here. I'm very comfortable with the first 5 under 5. I'm happy I beat the market move. And that's my only spot on this card thus far. Although I can I want to fade Porcello, but I don't want to go right back. You were right, Robert Allen. You were right. Okay, let's keep moving. We're moving over to White Sox, Royals. We got to move faster than we've been moving. Let's take a look at the market moves here. And by the way, that total's gone down a full run at some books at Tampa Bay, Baltimore, 9.5 to 8.5. It's at 9 everywhere, except a couple books have already moved down to 8.5. And Bet365, there's been an 18-cent move towards the Baltimore Orioles. Let's move over to White Sox and Kansas City Royals. Bubic pitching lefty on lefty matchup. White Sox open up at -160. They're still there. This total opened up at 10. It's now moved down to 9.5. Sweet. Thanks, Robert. I'll get it to you. All right. Let's keep rolling. 76 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 7 miles per hour in is the weather. Keuchel looked good in his first start. 5 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 0 walks, 1 K. Last year, 3.75 ERA, 1.37 WHIP. 91 Ks, 39 walks, 112 2/3. Going up against Bubic. A lot of injuries in that staff and still dealing with some COVID stuff from Keller. And you have Junis. So you have Keller out, Junis out, and then Montgomery lasted, an out or a batter or something before he went on the IL. So you have 3 starters hurt. So they brought up Chris Bubic. Chris Bubic, first-round pick out of Stanford in 2018. In single A Lexington and high A Wilmington. That's as far as he's gone. That's tough, man. Much love, Spence. I love capping with you, Spence, my man. 2.23 ERA, 0.97 WHIP, 149 1/3, 185 Ks, 42 walks. We're asking Bubic. Now he's going to – so we know what happens. They've never seen the starter before. Nice. Dommy gun in the house. And he's on that Cincy first 5 under 4.5. I'm with you on that Tampa under, Tommy. Okay. Bubic. So 185 Ks and 149 1/3 in single A and high A. I worry for old Bubic. I think Bubic gets touched here. Merrifield has been spectacular. Adalberto Mondesi has been very good. Keuchel has a 3.79 ERA in his career. Kaufman. Royals aren't hitting lefties with any power, but they're getting base hits. 275, 686. Little ticky-tack bullshit. The White Sox are hammering lefties. 385, 1.161 OPS. Okay. I think Bubic is going to get touched. Gray Patterson says Sox going to win big today. They're just smashing lefties. They got Keuchel on the mound, and Royals are just ticky-tacking. They're hitting 275 with a 686 OPS versus lefties this year. 700 OPS against lefties last year. It's not like they were hitting lefties hard last year. Okay, I agree. Spencer Hicks says it's so hard to back a kid making a jump from single-A ball. There's no way you can feel confident doing that. They didn't want Bubic to be pitching in the majors right now. Okay, I'm on the White Sox. I'm going to take the White Sox first 5 minus a half. Now, again, it won't be official until I bet it. That's how we're doing it this year. So I'll do that as soon as the show ends. And I'm going to take them full game -1. I know that Bubic has an advantage because they haven't seen him. Bubic is a big boy. Derek Z says, how many pitches will Bubic pitch? Well, if my bet wins, not very many. Okay, Jerry Beatty also on it. Let's go. Let's roll. We are moving on to Padres-Rockies. Is a big boss game. He'll be joining us. Austin Boswell says Sox KC over 9.5. Easy cash. There's Joe Rich Ramirez in the house. Derek Z says short leash. I feel you. Austin Boswell on that over. There's Drew Martin in the house. Great to see you, Drew, my man. Drew Martin. Let's see what that White Sox team total would be. White Sox team total is out. It is out. Oh, that 365 knows what they're doing. They don't let these things beat them. They've already moved it to 5.5 at +105. KC Royals team totals at 3.5. God, I think that gets there. Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day. 5-1-1 right now, Ron Crawford with these. I do too, Drew. I can't wait to talk about that game. Okay. All right, so Big Boss is going to talk Padres-Rockies, so we're going to slip past that and go to Indians-Twins. Nice double up there yesterday. Bieber over 6.5 strikeouts, brought to us by the MMA Locker Room, was an easy casher. Again, he's on Turnbull, over 5.5 strikeouts at a plus number today. And then we were also on that first 5 under 4.5, which was a great spot from our Mr. Noli Knows. 82 Fahrenheit clear. There's Ann L in the house. Ann L, after that great performance here on the show, will be here weekly moving forward. We just haven't picked the day yet. But great to see you, Ann L. Indians Twins, 82 Fahrenheit clear, 3 miles per hour in. Mike Clevenger looking to continue this unbelievable start from Cleveland's rotation. They're 5-0 with a 1.53 ERA in 7 games of the season. They've gone 6 or more in each of those contests, allowing 2 or fewer runs, franchise record. Unbelievable. All right, let's see the market moves here. Cleveland, Minnesota. Cleveland opens up as a lukewarm favorite. Minus, is that right? Oh, I'm not logged in. All right. See what they opened up at here. Cleveland opens up at minus 130. They're now minus 125. So 5-cent move against them. Not much. Neil P says, good old Bieber went to UC Santa Barbara. I remember seeing him. Derek C said, I've been winning on Cleveland so far this year. Great stuff. Perfect time to back them. Now do we back him on Clevenger? Give up solo home runs to Jorge Soler and Salvador Perez in his first start. 4 hits, 2 runs, 7 innings while striking out 6. The Twins' numbers took a hit because of Biebs. They're now 231, 758 OPS versus righties. Indians have not hit righties either this year. 222, 646 OPS. They didn't hit them that hard last year. Randy Dobnak pitching for the Twinkies. He's a tricky pitcher. Started the game, went 4 innings. He's a bullpen piece generally. 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 Ks, 2 walks. He's only in right now because Odorizzi's on the IL. 2-1, 1.59 ERA, 1.13 WHIP last year. He's a 2.45 ERA in 3 games, 2 starts against Cleveland last season. William McKinnon scoring Cleveland, Minnesota first 5, under 5. Is that what's available right now? Let's go to first 5 very quickly. Is it really? Huh, it is, yeah. Very interesting. You can get under 4.5, 5 dimes at plus 110. NL says the screams under. Yeah. Robert Allen said Twins coming off no runs. They're going to bat hungry today. I think they will score at least 4. The team total for the Twins looks good too. I for whatever reason, I don't want it to get in my head too much because it doesn't have any. But going back to the well has just never been good for me. 4.5 is the Twins over under at Bet365 at plus 120. Yeah, well, it is. No, we're going to be talking to legal sports books in America. So I won't, we're going to talk more FanDuel and DraftKings, stuff like that. A lot of FanDuel coming up. But we're using Bet365 legal in Jersey, and I'm getting the 5 at first 5 under 5 at minus 120. I like it. Gray Patterson says depends on how long Clevenger pitches. Anthony else says I like first 5 under better than the full game. I don't trust Francona bullpen management. Yeah, I'm in. Okay, I'll go back to the well. First 5 under 5. Okay, let's keep rolling. Next up, Pirates, Cubbies, 76 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, wind coming in, pretty strong, double digits. Trevor Williams versus Yu Darvish, both very questionable. Ron Crawford's also jumping in on that under first 5. Austin Boswell says screams over. It does. But the wind is going to help these pitchers. R2-D2 Finland in the house. Nice. He's in a bus with a hockey team going to Helsinki tournament in crazy nightclubs. R2-D2 Finland. Man, I hope you guys party safe, drive safe, and win. Fucking win that tournament, R2-D2 Finland, my guy. Okay. Trevor Williams, Yu Darvish, both looked awful in their first start. Trevor Williams goes 3 2/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks. Maybe that's awful's a little harsh. 1 walk. Yu Darvish goes 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 0 walks. Pirates aren't hitting righties at all. 164, 505 OPS. They hit righties hard last year. 270, 763 OPS, but they're not hitting them at all. And Cubbies have power against righties, but those numbers are slipping too this year. 208, 722 OPS. They hit them hard. Last year. Darvish last 4 innings against the Brew Crew does not look very good. Trevor Williams lasted 3 2/3 against the Cardinals. They both take the L's. Darvish is now on an extra day rest. He's 1-2, 3.00 ERA, 5 starts against the Buccos. And I don't know what Trevor Williams you're going to get. He looked awful last year, and 2 years ago he was a stud. He's always gets touched by these Cubs. 3-6, 6.30 ERA. A lot of people talking over, but a lot of those fly balls are going to die in the outfield. I don't know who to trust, and I can't trust either of them. Gray Patterson because of COVID. Cardinals have COVID. R2-D2 Finland says Cubs over. That wind is going to help. I think that the Cubs might be the play. When Williams is pitching well, he can get a lot of soft contact. But I don't trust a minus 215. I mean, what am I going to – I'm going to get a minus 150. Connor says still think over there. I get it. All right, I'm going to stay off Pirates Cubs. And Anthony L says I like the Cubs over 4.5, but not at minus 135. This game is just a pass for me. Spencer Rick says Pirates seem like a defeated team this year. Okay, let's keep rolling. Rangers Giants is a big boss game, and he's just about to join us. Let's talk Astros Angels. 85 Fahrenheit, clear, 7 miles per hour, out to right field. Mike Trout they're about to welcome their first child, so he's out of the lineup. But you know who's filling for him is Goodwin, and Goodwin looks really good out there. And obviously, it's lesser than Trout, but man, Goodwin's rolling and looking good and confident, and I like him. McCullers looked good in his first start in a long time, coming off Tommy John surgery. We know it throws that curve 40 to 45% of the time. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks. The last year he pitched was 2 years ago. He went 10-6, 3.86 ERA, 1.17. Going up against Matt Andriese. Andriese, he's one of those pitchers that anybody can have if they want him. I don't trust him. And Al says no Trout in the line means Astros are pass. Joe Rich Ramirez taking the over. All those overs have been hitting. Babano's been smashing overs in every Angels game. Astros 226, 758 OPS versus righties. And Drees making his first start for the Angels. Pitched 5 2/3 of scoreless relief on Sunday. I just don't trust this guy. 1-1 with a 6.14 ERA and 4 career appearances against the Astros. Let's take a look at the market move. Opens up at minus 165, now minus 180. You know, when I look at this spot, I see McCullers and the Astros up against the Angels at minus 180. I like that a lot more than the Reds at the Tigers at minus 180. I'm taking the Astros on the minus 1 line. I also think that first 5 should be. Let me just see what that first 5 minus a half is before I quickly move over here. Astros first 5 on the alternative run line. Yeah. I'm going to take the Astros first 5 in full. A minus a half on the first 5, minus 1 on the full game. There's Tijuana Raf in the house. Robert Allen likes the Rangers today. First 5, we're going to talk about those games with DJ Big Boss, who's just about to join us. Joe Yurkovic's Angels bullpen is garbage and will have to be used tonight. And Connor McLaughlin is on the over. Angels game's over. They got bad pitching. The total right now is just at 9. Astros team total over is at 5.5. And the Astros are hitting the ball even without Trout in the lineup. I'm fine. I'm just going to stick with Astros first 5 full game. Okay, Dodgers, Diamondbacks is a DJ Big Boss game. So we have one more game to cap before we bring on DJ Big Boss. We have the A's, Mariners, 78 Fahrenheit, cloudy, 8 miles per hour out center. This Mariners ball club is hitting, but they don't hit lefties. And they have Minaya, an angry Minaya. 204, 556 OPS. Minaya had a bad start. 4 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 Ks, 0 walks. When he came back late last season, he had a shoulder issue. It wasn't TJ. 4-0, 1.21 ERA, 0.78 whip. We talked about that. Then he failed in the wild card game. Taijuan Walker, he'll have to prove it. This guy threw 1 inning in 2019, 13 innings in 2018. Anthony L says this game's shaping up to be a hold your nose play on the Mariners at this number. Let's take a look at what that number is. Oakland opening up at minus 185, now minus 200. But they're not hitting lefties. And we have an angry Sean Manaea. C-Max says Oakland, great spot here. Now, Melvin wants to get Barreto and Seth Brown in the lineup. This might be a spot where this lineup isn't quite as strong as is expected from the A's. Great Patterson like Oakland on -1. I think the A's take care of business here. But I'm going to leave some question marks beside it. Think on it for a little bit. Because hearing Aunt L seeing the value on the Mariners and the way they're playing, And NL says the anger is an entry to the dark side. The dark side of the force for a pitcher is missing your spots. Well, there's truth there. And Ron Crawford says Astros also a spreadsheet play. Low Bega loving the Oakland-Seattle over 9. All right, let's get set up for our DJ Big Boss. The first game that Boss is attacking is that Padres game. Good. I can't wait to talk about it. All right, I'm up. I'm ready. Let's bring him on. Coming to us live from Long Beach, California, by way of Compton, California. Also, as soon as the show's over, going to be driving straight to Vegas to hook up with this man, Trotwham. Please welcome to the show, your guy and mine, DJ Big Boss in the house. What up, boss?
What up, thou? What's up to all my low baggers out there, man? We in here strong, man. We back in business. How you liking being back in business, Jimmy?
Oh, man, I love it. I love it, man. I'm nervous of losing baseball, but if that happens, we got NHL and NBA going to take care of it. I'm excited for your trip over to Vegas, man. You must be pumped.
Oh, man, this is the remix, man. I was there last week, shucking and jiving. That's sticking and jabbing, as my man Boston Nick say. And, I had a good weekend out there, and I'm trying to go back and do the same thing. But I'm just enjoying myself this time. This is one of them complimentary stays. So, I'm going to just do a real boss-like and complimentary stay. But I got a bone to pick with the sports coming back, Jimmy. I mean, we can't say everything is peaches and cream. I got one small problem in baseball and in basketball. You got any problems, Jimmy?
Baseball started out okay for me and giving me a ton of hope. Basketball, I just can't judge pace yet. I'm very curious, and I'm watching it very closely. I'd like to hear your issues, though.
Well, I want to give the EAD award to whoever thought of this fucking fake crowd noise. What are we doing with fake crowd noise, Jimmy? This is the most irritating thing to me, to be sitting here with money on the line, listening to fake crowd noise. Like, who is that supposed to intimidate? Like, the pitcher is seeing an empty background, cardboard, everything, and he's supposed to believe that the crowd noise is going to affect his play?
I agree. The fake crowd noise sucks.
Man, this is killing me, man. Especially when you're on a losing bet and you got to sit there and listen to this fake crowd. No, I just put mine on mute, man. So I'm going to be on mute a lot. So, yeah, man. But let's jump into this baseball today, Jimmy. So
let's get after it.
I've been keeping my eye on this Padres team. Now, Padres been hitting the ball pretty good. They had a couple mishaps and a couple losses here and there. They sitting at 5-2 overall, though. So right now, Padres is looking like a pretty tough ball club right there. Now, coming into this game, both teams are hitting righties well. The Padres are coming off the extra inning win from last night. You know me, I'm very situational, and that's a situation right here. Last night, night before last, they caught a bad loss to the Giants. Giants came back with the walk-off home run. They were faced up against the same situation together. This time, they put it together, and they smashed them 12-7. So I got to respect that. Now, on the other side of it, the Rockies right here, they 4-1 as well, and they're coming off a little bit of rest. Last game, they had a 5-1 win at Oakland. Now, this is a pure spot for what we call, I guess it's going to be new to odds.com, but this is the Coors Field fade right here, right, Jimmy? We're jumping in the Coors Field fade right here. We got Richards versus Gray. Now, both of them didn't have bad last starts right here. Richard went 5 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, and he has 6 strikeouts. Now, Gray, on the other hand, he went 4 innings. He had 3 hits, gave up 1 had 3 strikeouts. So, in the words of my guy, no, he looks like a under situation maybe brewing right here. And I like the under situation right here. But more than that, I like the momentum and the situation point for San Diego, who's San Diego kind of put the pieces together right now. And, they're working what they got. They're coming together in this short season right now. Everything, because it's a short season, everything's a lot more intense. It's a lot more heartfelt. So these back-to-back games, they're going to be using that momentum right now. And I like Padres early on the run line, and that's giving me a plus 131, Jimmy.
Yeah, you're going to get a nice plus spot there. There's Flipper 13 in the house. It's been interesting watching the Padres because we thought they were going to have possibly the best bullpen in the league. And it's been the bullpen that's continually let them down. I think that Gray's going to have a season here. And there was a capper who once told us that you can never bet an under. Never bet an under at Coors Field ever. Even if you want, don't do it. And this does feel like the spot for it. Sonny Gray's always been so good at home. He's also been very good against the Padres. 19 starts, faced them 20 times, 10-4, 2.97 ERA, 10.8 strikeouts per 9. I know this is a completely different lineup, but I think that Gray is going to have a good season. And I've always liked Garrett Richards, and coming off of Tommy John surgery, not sure what they were going to get. Mr. Goxer says 2 great bullpens too. I want that first 5 under. I was afraid to take. I didn't take an under all year last year at Coors. I like you backing Garrett Richards and the Padres. Their bats are just absolutely rolling right now. But the Rockies look very good, look very professional in that sweep of Oakland. They won the last 2 games against Rangers, swept Oakland. And Gray, 6-2, 3.46 ERA in 13 games, 12 starts last season at home. Okay, I'm going to make a move on this first 5 under. And I was afraid to do it. Ant wanted it. And you liking the under, but making a move on expecting Garrett Richards to have a nice start, because I expect Gray to have a nice start.
I expect it to be kind of tight, but I think the Padres bats are hitting hard, man, and those guys are fired up. And like I said, I'm a situational guy, pure momentum right here, and I can get a little bit of value on the play, and I'm going to take that plus 131. Like I'm trying to be on the most sides of the plus lines as I can. Even if I have to take alternatives right now, because there's plus money out there. Obviously, the books are a little off in a lot of places, and it's our job to find those spots and manipulate them. So, yeah, like you say, even though, under's not by textbook rule a good thing in Coors Field, in situations like this is where the money is. You got to go where the money at. Win, lose, or draw.
I love it. DJ Big Boss starting. Did you get plus 131, did you say on the
Yeah, I got plus 131.
I like it. And that's Padres first 5 minus a half?
Minus a half, yeah, run line.
Beautiful. All right, there we go. DJ Big Boss on the board with the Padres first 5 minus a half at plus 131. I jumped in on the first 5 under 6.5 with Padres Rockies. Let's roll into the next spot that our DJ Big Boss wanted to talk about, that being two tricky ball clubs, Rangers, Giants. Let's see what kind of market moves we have here. Rangers, Giants. Do we know who's going to start? Is it Webb? Is it who knows? I guess it's between Webb and Smiley, right? Logan Webb and Smiley. They still have undecided, but the line's out. The Rangers open up as huge favorites, minus 150, and money pours in on the Giants, now minus 120, a 30-cent move towards the San Francisco Giants. Joe Yurkovich is on Giants team, total over 3.5 at minus 105 for me. And just to put a bow on this game that we're talking about in Colorado, and Al says unders are perfectly fine to bet at Coors Field. They adjust the total already to account for the extra runs scored there. All right, take it away, Big Boss. Rangers, Giants.
Now, this one right here, Jimmy, this could be what I usually call back in the day a battle of the bums right here. But, the jury's still out on who's a bum at this point. The Giants, matter of fact, are 3-4. Texas is 2-3, so it qualifies for a bum fight, but I'm not going to put the label on it bum fight just yet. Okay. But Texas is coming off a rest after a win in Arizona, so emotionally they're stable. And Giants are coming off of this 7-12 extra innings last night. Now, I think Giants kind of been prevailing a little more than a bum. I mean, they came away with some wins against the Dodgers. They came away with some wins against the Bats, against the Padres. So, there might be something there. We might be a little biased on how well the Giants are, or this could be the spot where they show their true colors. And I think this is going to be the spot where they end up showing their true colors in this one. But with respect to what they've been doing lately, I agree with that team total over 3.5. And I'm really leaning hard towards the over right here. But the problem I have with the over is that the over is 8.5 at my book. I seen the 8 out there earlier. It might be something you want to wait around and line shop and see if you can get the 8. I like it a lot at 8. I like the over in that one. Also, in this one, you got both teams not batting well against righties. Texas not batting well against righties, and Giants are batting good against lefties. So that justifies that team total over in Giants. My whole theory behind it is that I believe the Giants are going to score in this one because they haven't really been having a hard time scoring. So I believe Giants are going to get on the board for sure. It's really going to fall on Texas to see how they come off of this rest and attack this game right here. If we can get them on the board as well, then we have a great shot at an over, especially at the 8. So I'm leaning the hard shopping lines and waiting to see if I can get this one at 8. Now, Minor, last time he was out, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and he has 6 strikeouts. So, he can't hold it down for Texas, allow them to get on the board, let Giants play a little chase, let Giants put those, because Giants been popping in late, putting runs up, let them put some runs up late, and there goes our over game right there. Now, this whole thing with the starting pitcher over here at the Giants, it could be with the young kids nowadays, Jimmy called cap. That's just all cap right there. They doing little funny stuff to try to off balance teams. I mean when you a team riding on a 3 and 4, you got to pull all the tricks out of the bag, try to make it happen. So they might just be playing a little charades and messing with us right there. So I'm just gonna wipe that part out, and I'm just gonna attack it. Saying that with momentum based and Texas having rest, they both should be able to put points on the board.
Interesting. It is at 8 in my book, minus 110 aside at 8. And I'm still hesitant. Giants are hitting 206, 619 OPS for lefties. Poor, but they have Brandon Belt back. They have Evan Longoria back. Brandon Crawford is bad at hitting lefties, but they have some pieces now of the puzzle. I believe they went Belt and Longoria went 1 for 6 yesterday. But the Rangers aren't hitting righties at all. 161, 510 OPS so far this year. Their lineup just looks awful. They're hitting 181 overall. So they're hitting lefties a little bit better. Right? 4 home runs in 5 games. Shin-Soo Choo, Danny Santana are combined 2 for 30. And I like Minor. Viper MB says, Battle of the Bums indeed. Joe Yurkovich says Rangers bullpen shaking out with a key injury. That's a very important point. Their closer, Gonzo, and it's Jose Leclerc. It's a big loss. So you're waiting to get 8 to take the over. I'm just going to stay away. But I lean towards the Rangers. Do we have any idea who's going to be pitching in this spot?
Like you said, Webb or Smiley is all I've got so far. But I think it's probably going to end up being Webb. But I agree with you totally. I like Minor as well. But, is this a spot where Texas picks up the pieces and, goes for the actual win? Or is this little streaky, scrappy Giants supposed to be bum team are going to keep throwing shots? So that's why I prefer to stay off a side. And with both optimism on both sides, it's kind of hard to take a under in that spot, despite the pitching situation. So I see with an 8, I see an easy over, but that 8.5, it just scares me a little bit.
I'm going to stay off. I'm going to stay away from that game. Why don't we move on to your next spot? Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Roof closed. Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin was the Dodgers minor league pitcher of the year, I believe, in 2018. I believe it was 2018. And let's see what kind of market move we got for the Dodgers Diamondbacks here right now. Opened up at minus 150, now minus 130, so a 20-cent move towards Zach Gallen. And the Diamondbacks flipper says Logan Webb for Cy Young. I love it, Flip. I didn't realize that you were such a big Logan Webb fan. Season debut for Tony Gonsolin. He looked good in a small sample size last year, 4-2, 2.93 ERA, 1.03 whip. Going up against Zach Gallen, who looked good last year. Again, small sample size, 2-3, 2.89 ERA, 1.26 whip. He had control issues in his first start of the year. 4 earned runs allowed, 4 innings, and he took the loss. There. Dodgers are without Kershaw, Wood, and Price, so Gonsolin's come in. And they're not getting hits from Betts hitting 206, Bellinger hitting 161, Pollock rolling right now. And I don't know what we're going to get from Zach Gallen, but he's a 2.20 ERA and 5 career starts at Chase Field. I'd love to hear your look on this. DJ, Big Boss Dodgers, D-backs.
Hey, this is the third one that's a charm right here, and it's all situation. So you can look at the numbers all you want. The numbers don't always tell the truth. Sometimes you got to jump on the trends. Sometimes you got to take the stronger team. Sometimes you got to take the bigger bats. Sometimes you got to take the bigger guy in the fight. And this one right here, you're looking at a Dodger team that did an impressive job against Houston. Came out of that, and I thought the first game over here in Arizona with the travel and the heat and all that, I thought that would knock them off. They still jumped in there. They won 6-3 in this one. Yeah, as far as Gosselin coming out as fresh meat, what better to come out as fresh meat with some bats behind you, some big homies and some good people behind you to step to the center stage. And this guy can hold it down, and he doesn't have to hold it down for long. As long as he gets it in, bullpen probably come to try to help him out. But I think the Dodgers are going to come out here and swing the ball and, swing the bat and swing and hit the ball. That's all they can do right here against this Arizona team. And according to my, my fan part of being a Dodgers, during the week on a road game right here is not a spot where the Dodgers really give a lack of effort. Going into these series, this is going to be a 4-game series, I believe. They like to jump up real quick, and I would take the Dodgers this last time in this game. We getting a great price at 128 as well to take them, on the money line as well, and they prevail this time. And then I'll be looking to fade the Dodgers coming up on the weekend with Arizona to try to get at least one in, because the Dodgers they are a really good team. They like to intimidate you, but then they fall lackadaisical for a little while, and they'll let a team slip up, like the Giants beat them. They'll give a team a win. Arizona's they're not going to play no punks to the Dodgers for the whole series. They're going to get one in. It's kind of hard to sweep a team in a 4-game series, but I don't think today is the spot. Dodgers are focused in, they're all together. They're happy. I think I'm going to ride with the trend and take the Dodgers right here, minus the 128.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to fire yesterday, and they sure did. They're just a quality baseball team. It's minus 130 in my book. If I wanted to take them on the minus 1 line, I would add in that plus 115 run line. It would give me a minus 107.
That plus 115 on the run line, that sounds nice. Like I've been examining the run line so far. I mean, last night we had one game decided by 1 point. I think the night before that we had 2 games decided by 1 point. So not a lot of games are decided by 1 point. Even yesterday, I took the alternative line on San Diego in extra innings and still got the cover on that one at minus 2.5 points. So the minus 1 line on that one plus 115, I think I might have to add that one, because you always want to. I'm trying to get all the plus. In the beginning of the baseball season, I jump on all the plus spots I can, man. Even if you're taking chalk, if you can get them on a run for a little bit of plus money, take that plus money and keep on moving.
I get it. I absolutely get it. Spencer Hick says Dodgers bats are silly right now. No problem taking the run line today. I agree. I'm going to jump on the Dodgers again, 3-0 on the road and just rolling right now. And West Coast made a nice point about how they feel the Padres on their heels. So I agree. I like it. Flipper 13 asking about where our nut flush Allen is. He's back in action. Got back to us this week, and he's going to be around all more. Had to take care of some family stuff. But the whole nut flush Allen family, whom we love dearly. We had Nut Flush Jr. in the chat. We got to get Skylar back in the chat, whom we love. But, yeah, they're all back in action, and they're all doing well. Okay, I get it. I'm in. I'll take Dodgers. I'll take the Dodgers with that.
Maybe next week we go for some fake crowd noise in the back of this show too.
It's a good idea. It's a good laugh track. We need a laugh track for sure. Fucking laugh track for sure. There he is, DJ Big Boss. I'm gonna put his Twitter handle here for you guys to follow. Also, check him out on YouTube. Tell us a little bit about the Who Bangin' Sports Talk.
Definitely, let me see. Who Bangin' Sports Talk right there, Who banging, just like it's spelled right there. Check me out on YouTube, as it say over there. And we had some fun, man. It's all about having fun. We all one big family right here on the internet. Betwise, odds, all this stuff. It's just one big family. A lot of new people in the chat, Jimmy. I'm enjoying this. Keep coming, keep hanging out. We might have to change our name for financial purposes from low baggers to something else, but we're gonna keep this thing going. And when you're coming out to Vegas, Jimmy, I mean Vegas, I'm gonna tell you, I went last week. This is the remix trip this week. I had enough credit in my points and stuff to get another 2 free night stays, so I'm gonna go ahead and redeem that. But for all essential workers, they got some deals out there for y'all, man. If y'all think about coming to Vegas, go to Vegas. The strip was packed, people walking around. Just gotta wear a mask pretty much everywhere you are, and stay safe and stuff like that. But basically, you could lay your bets down. For a sports bettor, it's nothing to run up to the counter, put your bet in, go back to the room, and pour another drink. So it's no big deal for us, man. In the AC, headed back to Vegas, meet up with my bro Wham, who's gonna be out there slamming them on the basketball. Y'all know y'all can check Wham out in writing now on odds.com, so you can catch those articles. And he also has some videos over there. My bro Wham doing big things. Wham Talk on Wednesday pops up on you, so stay tuned, subscribe, hit the notification to all of us, and let's have some fun, man. Excited for college football coming up, Jimmy. Don't tell nobody. Notre Dame's going to the ACC September 7th. It's going down. Be looking for the boss and the sauce to be right back up on them with this college football.
Oh, absolutely. I was so excited when I heard Notre Dame's news. Thought of you instantly. Safe travels, my man. We got a low bagger who's going to be there tonight at the Westgate with you guys right there. Alex Van Hooser going to be rolling at the Westgate. Also, you got to hang out with Dutch Boy Fresh tonight. You got
Yes, sir.
And
Ski Profit.
Yeah,
All
Drew
right.
Martin, take some pics for us. And drive safe, my friend. Love you so much. Thank you so much for jumping on the show. There he is, DJ Big Boss in the house. Boss, thank you, my man.
All right, take it easy.
There he is, DJ Big Boss. Safe travels to Las Vegas. We go right from DJ Big Boss to our man Trotwham, Wham Bam, live in the Westgate Casino as we speak. Wham Bam, what up, man? How are you?
What's up with you, bro? Man, you know it. Just chilling, making sure my mic is on. I'm chilling, bro. Can't complain, man. I got the mask on. I'm trying to be protected. I'm out here. We at the Westgate, There everything is, We out here. I'm ducked off, though, bro. I'm ducked off. So let's get to it, bro. You know how we do it.
I love it. We go right from DJ Big Boss to Trotwham. Doesn't get better than this. The first game on deck here today is a game from your first Wham Bam play of the day video. Magic Nets. You stated it perfectly. I tailed it. And there hasn't been as big of a move as I had expected. I was like, man, I think we're so – because your second video, there's been a 6-point move on the total that you gave out. This one I thought would be similar, but we're only sitting at -7. I got in at – you got in at 6. I got in at 6.5. It's now at 7 for the Magic. Take it away. Why are you liking the Magic here?
So a lot of that has to do with them getting back unexpected, guy that they ruled out for the year. It was Jonathan Isaac. I like them getting him back. He's a great defender. He does like top tier defending of the likes of Anthony Davis, of the likes of Jimmy Butler, Rudy Gobert, things of that nature. So he's a really good defender. And during these scrimmages, he's been playing really well offensively. That was his problem coming into the league, playing offensively. And if they're going to give him, the go-ahead to go out, and we haven't heard anything about minutes restrictions for him. If you remember that, we haven't seen anything about minutes restrictions. So he could possibly go out and play, 25, 30 minutes a game. I wouldn't be surprised. The real bad news here, and I think the reason why we haven't seen any line movement, like even further than where it has been, is the Wesson Wandu. He's out there today. He's out the shooting guard. And Wandu, he was a really good defender. He was showing really good defensive. He was pretty much sticking everybody's best player on the wing. So he was looking good as that being your number one option defensively. But the fact that he, got the concussion, he felt, he suffered his head slammed against the 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 hardwood there. I was going to say like on the Disney floor, but at the same time it was the hardwood there. But I'm looking at Orlando though. This is a away spot for everyone, but this is actually Orlando's house. I mean, we're in Orlando. They should have some type of pride, I believe. So I'm thinking they should come out and smash on this Brooklyn Nets that's decimated. I mean, I said it on the art. I mean, on this video, man. Replacement on replacements. They tried to give Michael Beasley. That didn't work out. And you see what happened with the the other guys. They have like a 5'10" point guard that they're going to start out there. I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And then as far as Markelle Fultz for the Orlando Magic, I mean, we all kind of washed him off at 76ers. I think we definitely need to pay attention to what he's been doing in Orlando. He's been doing pretty good, and I think he's got a good chance of, resurge his career, and especially getting this 7th seed. And this game is really important in getting that 7th seed. So they're going to try to come out. I think they're going to come out.
I do too. I agree. I loved it when you broke it down and I jumped on it. Let's talk about this total. A lot of people talking about it in the chat. I can't believe Tyler Johnson can't start for them. What happened to that guy at the fall from grace for him? Let's talk about this total right now. This total. So it opens up at 213. It's dropped down to 210.5 at some books, and it's going up again. Yeah. So it's now
211 here.
211 there.
211 here at the Westgate. Yeah. So I'm looking at this as something that's very interesting as well. I think Orlando on the road, they hit the over 65% of the time. So this is a team that they could easily score on. We know that Brooklyn could easily get scored on. They already showed it during these scrimmages. I wish I had their scrimmage numbers there. I would throw those out, but they were pretty much in the high tiers. And I think a lot of these totals, Jimmy, I think the odds makers are being, I'm going to be a little quiet here because I know they're listening and shit. I think the odds makers, bro, they're making a mistake with some of these low totals. A lot of these totals were in the 220s, 230s before we closed everything down, before everything closed down. Now that they're in the low 10s, high teens, I think we got to start to look over these totals. A lot of those early scrimmages, they're going over too. So I want to say the first game, like almost all of them were over except for almost one. So I like that over as well. Like I said, the 65% is kind of appealing for the trend for Orlando on an away team. But the fact that Brooklyn, they still got Jared Allen. I mean, he's a good defender, but and then Utah, or Magic is kind of known to be an under team, and them having pretty good defense is what we're banking on to cover this spread as well. So I kind of don't want to go ahead and put all my, eggs in one basket and kind of hope both things happen, there. So I kind of would say it is kind of appealing with the line movement. It does seem like the over is the spot here, just because Orlando could get bust. Man, they bust down here. You know what I mean? We just need them to be competitive. And Karis LeVert is a top fantasy option today. He could have a bad game though. You know what I'm saying? They're really banking on him to play do crazy numbers in this fantasy world. He could have a bad game, and this is a good team to have a bad game. But Weston Wando is a bad loss, so it does help them with that over with him being out because he's a great defender.
Yeah, great breakdown. Karis LeVert right now is player props at 23.5, heavily juiced to the over, minus 140. Minus 145. I like it. I think this is great. We have our man Trotwham coming to us live from the Westgate Casino, Westgate Sportsbook in Vegas. We have our man DJ Big Boss on his way over to you now. Magic minus 6 is what our man Trotwham locked in on the first Wham Bam play of the day video. I got in at 6.5. It's 7 right now. What would you say to everybody watching right now at minus 7?
I mean, if you're really looking at the minus 7 as a big issue, I wouldn't say it is that much of an issue because that line movement is pretty much recommended off. I mean, it's pretty much determined off of the Wes Wando news, I believe, and it's not getting pushed over because people are anticipating it still to be some sort of competitiveness. It is the first game. A lot of the money is coming in on Orlando. You know what I mean? So the fact that it hasn't moved that much does kind of concern me. But at the same time, I would say it's still kind of they still don't want to lose this much money. They kind of got a lot of money back with this Lakers line movement and everything. So the books they're probably just leaving this alone and then just looking for other spots for the day to be able to take public money. So I think this is a good spot for us to just pounce on a bad team. Take Orlando -7. You know, I was anticipating to get to -8, and I like it. I like it at that too, bro. So I would definitely go ahead and double down on it. And then honestly, I'm going to probably double down, put it in some couple of these parlays. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably going to happen like that too.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Great breakdown. I am in. Let's move to our next spot on the board. And right when we move there, our man Razor Sharp Pick says just locked in $20 NBA play, Portland, Memphis over 224. Let's move over to Portland, Memphis right now.
Right.
Portland opening up at -1. And now we have threes across the board. One book hanging at a 2.5. This total opened up at 222.5 and is now up to 224.5. So Grizzlies, Blazers, and the Grizzlies, 8th and final seed. They're 3 teams, 3.5 games behind. One of them is the Blazers. And remember, you need to get within at least 4.5 game lead for Memphis. If they can have a 4.5 game lead, then they automatically get the 8th seed. If it's within 4 games, then there's a 2-game play-in series. And Memphis looked good in that final scrimmage, saying all the right things. They win 128-110 over Miami Heat. They hit 18 of 40 from 3. They look tough. Looks like, I don't know if you know more of this, looks like there'll be no Hassan Whiteside with an Achilles tendon, so we're going to see a lot of Nurkic, and we know Swanigan and Ariza opted out.
Yeah.
And Anthony Simons and Gary Trent Jr. look good in that loss to Oklahoma City with Lillard and McCollum out. I'm very interested in your take here. Grizzlies, Blazers, and who do you believe after this, by the end of this, will get the 8th seed?
Yeah, I honestly believe that I like everything that Portland is doing, man. And honestly, I was kind of down on Nurkic coming back and becoming like very productive and being the third option, because he definitely needs to be the third option on this team in order for them to be able to get to this A seed, to be able to push all the way through. But I think sometimes he just not dialed in though, bro. I just think like Nurkic is something that we gotta judge game by game and look into it further on like that. I don't think it's something that we have to be able to see or predict, because you could see it one time. I think they played the Toronto Raptors and he got into it with Ibaka. He started playing great after that. I mean, he started picking up his game. He started, blocking shots, diving for balls. You know what I mean? He started really picking up his intensity just because, he got into a confrontation and it kind of got the juices flowing in him. I think some of those foreign players, they need that juices flowing. This buddy game, it doesn't really work out for them. Everyone can come out there and smile like Luka and just ball out. You know what I mean? So I think Nurkic is probably one of those players. We got to look at him, getting his heart pumping first before he goes out there and do it. Now, this is a perfect example of you doing that. I'm really depending on Nurkic to come out hot, but I don't think so. I think this team for Memphis, they're just doing all the right things, like you said, bro. They're coming in, saying all the right things. They lost their first scrimmage game. First thing that John Morant put out there is like, another game, we got to get to it. Not going to break us. You know what I mean? Like, we got to keep going forward. He's saying all the great things. So I like their intensity. You've seen what they did against Miami Heat. They did tell Iguodala, when we see you in the streets, we're going to bust it. And they put it on him, man. They put it on the Miami Heat. That's a great defensive team right there. I think that Portland is not as good of a defensive team as the Heat. And we already kind of seen that there was a pretty much full game, full squad for both of those teams as far as what full squad we're going to get out of these teams. So, the fact that Winslow is not playing for Memphis is kind of like depressing here, because I was really anticipating seeing him play. And, him being the point guard, John Morant going for lobs, I was really anticipating that, you know what I mean? But I think it's still like they have better talent, better young talent than Portland. It's just that the star power for, they have better young talent in Memphis, but the star power for Portland, I think it might be able to do something, man. Melo has been playing better defense than offense in the scrimmage games, man. And if he's playing some sort of defense, I can only imagine if he's starting hitting his shots. So I honestly don't want to go ahead and take the full game on Portland, that's kind of where I'm leaning. I'm definitely not taking Portland early. I think their numbers early are just trash, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pulling them up right now. I know they're both of these teams, as far as that over that Razor is on, I know both of these teams early in the first quarter, they're trending under. I know Trailblazers are 6-4. I'm sorry, they're 6-4 towards the over there. But as far as like Memphis is 2-8 towards the under on Memphis on road games there. So I would kind of like lean towards the under early on this game because it is a playoff game now. You know, these are two playoff teams. I'm trying to trend towards the under here on that game, but I think Memphis comes out hot, bro. I like Memphis early. I think Memphis money line is a play. I already took the +1 as a full unit, and I took the money line a half a unit. And I'm probably gonna take that one right now, and that's gonna be my one I'm like really dialed in on watching. So you can already put that in there for me. All right, Memphis money line first half, and then I'm taking a +1 Memphis. I just think Melo taking too many shots early on. They don't know who's the third option. Nurkic, he has to get things moving, and Dame is really kind of just coming back. You know what I mean? He haven't really played at all, so he's just coming back. And C.J. McCollum, we didn't talk about him, but he's been doing great. He's doing all the right things. It's all about defense with him. So if I see anything different there, that's when we'll start talking about him. Until then, he could give us production. You know what I mean? It don't matter, though.
I love it. I absolutely love the breakdown. I love the fact that Memphis is, all in, and they've been all in their scrimmages, and Dame and CJ didn't even play in the last scrimmage. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the Grizzlies first quarter money line. First quarter money line, get a little plus spot beside it. It ranges right now between +110 and +117. I can get in my book at +115. There's Raymond Reichart in the house. I love that breakdown. And I like that I love these first quarter bets. I wish I was just drinking right beside you at the Westgate, watching the first quarter and losing my shit. I love it. I'm going to take first quarter money line, but I do like your first half, and I don't want to double down.
I got you.
And Viper says first quarter bets from Jimmy's back. I've had okay success with the first quarter. Okay, Grizzlies first quarter money line. Our Trotwham is on Grizzlies first half money line, and Raymond Reichart's on Blazers first half and full game. I think it's going to take a little while for them to get rolling. I think it's a very, very great breakdown there. Let's keep rolling along. Next we have Suns Wizards. Man, how bad are these Wizards going to be? You take Beal, 40% of their scoring out of the lineup. Now, what do we get? What do we get when Hachimura is your main look, your main offensive piece when you're calling plays? Phoenix open. Oh, let me move to full game here and spreads and totals. Here we go. Okay, so Washington, the total opens up at 230. I believe, and I believe it was all the way down to 222.5 or something this morning. It's now back up to 224, and I don't quote me on that, but that's what I believe. Phoenix opens up at -3.5, Bet365, -2 at other books, -1.5 at some. It's all the way to 7 or even 7.5. And the Wizards are a game and a half outside the 4-game window. But they don't have Bertans, they don't have Bradley Beal, and let's just never mention John Wall again. And then the Suns don't have Baines. Well, Baines is questionable. Just he's trying to get clearance for Corona or for COVID. And then Oubre has a right knee injury. He could be done. And Saric sprained his right ankle in scrimmage. Now, Ayton ready to go. What are you doing here, Suns Wizards?
So my first initial bet here, I mean, not official bet, but my first initial lean and what I wanted to take was the Wizards here, man. And the reason why is because I don't think the Suns really have a shot of competing in this bubble. They're probably the least likely to succeed in this bubble, in my opinion, because they're kind of going against the waters. They got to swim against the tide here to be able to make this playoffs. And the fact that they have a good coach, he's really jumping in the pool with the teammates in the bubble, having fun with the players, having barbecues, all that good stuff. Teaching these kids. You see Mikal Bridges playing great for the Suns. He's playing great. busting. I think he had 22 points in one of those scrimmages and shooting at 70% if I'm not mistaken. Playing really good defense as well. He's a known wing player, and we see Devin Booker kind of getting more pass orientated. I think he was having 6.6 assists this year, averaging. So he's also picked up his playmaking. And Rubio. Now Rubio, I haven't really watched too many of their games. Is Rubio looking good? I haven't really watched too many of their games with Rubio in the lineup. I don't know if Rubio's playing or if he's in or not. I haven't really looked into that. But this game seems like a pass for me, just because I want to fade the Suns because I don't think they have any motivation to get this 7. They could win this game easily, of course, but to actually get this 7 and this team, that Washington Wizards, they got hope. They have hope, man. I mean, as far as the Westgate, I looked up the props here. The Eastern Conference 8 seed, it opened up here at 25-1 for the Washington Wizards. Now it's at 16-1.
Wow.
So they're looking at it might be an 8 seed option for them. We just talked about we know that the Brooklyn Nets, they could easily lose every game. And all they have to do for the Washington Wizards is get in between that 3 games to get a play in. They don't really have to catch them all the way. They just get in between that 3. I mean, they can easily do that. So this AC might be up for grabs. And I think the Washington Wizards, Thomas Bryant is looking great. Ish Smith is becoming a fantasy option. And I think Rui Hachimura, like you said, he's going to get the ball a lot. And I honestly have him in my fantasy lineup for daily today. I think he's going to play good. So I think Washington Wizards may be a little slept on here. And I think the line is not moving since it really stayed at 7. It kind of got pushed to 7, and it stayed there for a few days here. And I don't think the reason why it's moved because that might be a good number for Washington, and somebody might be really looking to make money off of that. And it's crazy too. I asked my wife. I gave her the spreadsheet. I asked her what game did she like. She said Washington +7. I was like, all right, I might have to throw that one in. But at the same time, that's because just to see if she's right, she can feel good about herself because I'm winning so much out here.
Well, I bet if you wait, too, there'll be a 7.5 on the board. I think money's going to come in on the Suns here. Troy Brown is capable of scoring as well for the Wizards. Very interesting. I like your breakdown. Dennis Garcia saying, who in the right mind could possibly trust the Suns at -7.5 against anybody? We have Trotwham here live from the Westgate Sportsbook, loving his breakdowns here. You can also catch Trotwham's Wham Bam plays of the day on the Odds Headquarters YouTube page. If you were going to take one over for the Wizards, Troy Brown at 12.5, Thomas Bryant at 14.5, Hachimura at 15.5, or Napier at 12.5, whom would it be?
It really does depend on if Baines is in the lineup or not. Because if Baines is in the lineup, then I think that Thomas Bryant may be able to take advantage of that, him not being in the lineup, and get that 14.5, almost just off of dive cuts, dunks. You know what I mean? Just be able to do at least 8 of those during the game. Because I think the over here may be a good look too. I didn't really get a chance to look at it all the way. But I believe the numbers are to the over here, if I'm not mistaken. I may have to look back at that. But I think the Washington Wizards' first quarters are 7-3. Yeah, the Washington Wizards' first quarters are 7-3. And the Suns, they're pretty much even. They're pretty much even for the last 10 games. So the last 10 for Washington is over. I like kind of overs for all of those players just because I have anticipation of them. I anticipate them to go good on fantasy this week. I mean, as far as this weekend. So I think they're going to go out, man. I think Troy Brown may be the best, more safe bet, though, because you don't have to worry about Aaron Baines being in the lineup. As far as Troy Brown, because he should get his minutes, his points anyway. And I mean, besides Michael Bridges, like I said, I don't really think of no one being a defensive stopper on their team that's going to try to play some type of real good defense. And he's been playing great defense as far as what I've been seeing there. So as far as the look there, I think the Troy Brown is probably the safest bet for sure. Take that over there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. We got Trotwham in the house. Let's keep rolling through this card. Next up, we have Celtics Bucks. The big boy game, Celtics, Bucks. I've been hoping to see a 5 for the Celtics. And I know there was times where there was a 5, but it's been 4.5 for the last little while. I'm very curious to see what the Bucks do here without Bledsoe and no reason to no reason to win 6.5 game lead. I mean, what are they going to do? This means something to the Celtics. Celtics would like to get some confidence here and get a win under their belt against this Bucks team.
Yeah.
Totals at 220 right now from a 218 opening. What's your plan here, Celtics Bucks?
Okay, and then I did see Aaron Baines is confirmed. He's actually confirmed to play. He's confirmed. But as far as on that game with this game, it's Eric Bledsoe being out, Pat Connaughton being out. That definitely hurts their rotation guys. Some guys got to play more minutes. DiVincenzo, we're going to see a little bit more of him. And they actually have Frank Mason III coming in at point guard as well. They probably have him getting some minutes there. I believe he's probable of playing 75% here. So that's going to be interesting. You guys know if you guys have been following me before the past few years, I like the Bucks first half. It's kind of like an almost automatic bet when the line is at a certain number. Right now it's at 2.5. This is all the way Celtics to me, I think. I think the Celtics is just one of those teams is that they're going to try to push the tempo, try to go for the second seed. They don't have it as a hard of a schedule as Toronto. They could easily they could easily press further and just hope that Toronto kind of just doesn't care about playing the Bucks in the second half. The Celtics want to see the Bucks in the later rounds. If they're going to go further, they want to see the Bucks later on. That way, Daniel Tice, could kind of already solidify himself. And I think in my eyes, he has solidified himself as far as being a good defender, being one of those glue guys that you need to do all the dirty work. And Daniel Tice is one of those players that people aren't really saying too much about. And I think Jaylen Brown, his defense is not being spoken on as much as well. Like, people are really talking about Giannis. Like, he's definitely a great player. Got craziest numbers since Shaq. We haven't seen these numbers since Shaq and Wilt and stuff. He's playing great on as far as a field goal and efficiency side. But he could get boxed in, man. We've seen it. We haven't seen the Bucks prove anything at all from the last time they got canceled out in the playoffs. We haven't seen them change anything. They're just hoping that Giannis makes a jumper now. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's different, is that they're hoping that the Giannis makes these jumpers. Now, he can make these jumpers today. You know what I mean? He can make the jumpers today. But I think it's going to be a tough tell. I mean, we have Kemba Walker probably getting about 25 minutes today. Getting a minutes restriction there. You probably have 25 minutes. And I think that's just going to be maybe enough with this team that don't have a point guard, really. I mean, they do have George Hill. George Hill is a great player. But, George Hill is on the tail end of his career. He's not the same George Hill that we know, even though he's a great player and everything. But we may be able to take advantage of that early on. And Kemba Walker is the best point guard to do that. And hopefully he's healthy there, and he gets his minutes increased later on in these 8 games. But I would definitely lean Celtics here. If we could get the 5.5, man, that's just, I think we definitely got to go ahead and take it. As of right now, I don't have any official plays on it yet, but the only one I got so far is that Memphis first half and the +1 in the first half. That's the only thing I did since I did these plays, but that this Celtics one does very much appealing, and I do see why everybody's on it. My first initial bet is for the Eastern Conference was to take the Celtics at +700. I kind of wish I did that. Now it's at +550 at a lot of places. So, may not be taking the Celtics to win the Eastern Conference, but that's my pick, man. So I kind of hope they do come out and whoop their ass today.
I like it. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. As soon as there's a 5 available, I'm going to take it. I'm not going to force it.
Nah.
And I don't want to have to pay for it. If I did, which is such a faux pas, let's just see what it would cost right now, shall we? If I wanted to.
Oh, 120.
That's what I
think
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 5. I seen it at 120 because I looked at it before I came down here. It was like, well, you know what though? I seen it at 5.5, man. I was like, I should take this. And then the fact that you don't bite on those, it makes me not want to take bets that particular bet ever again because I missed the number and I'm like, forget it. You know what I mean? Like I really want to take the Lakers again at 4. I'm so happy I didn't, bro. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I had it at 1.5, I'm like, I left that shit alone. I took the first quarter. Luckily, they did that, but it was, man. And I don't want to talk about the Lakers right now. We already see what's going on here. I don't want to talk about the Lakers, but yeah, it was just one of those things, bro.
5 plus 5 at minus 125, plus 5.5 at minus 130. I'm going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. A razor sharp pick article right now on the odds.com website. I'm going to pop that up and put the link in the chat here before we put a bow on this. We got Trotwham joining us right now from the Westgate Sportsbook, and I love it. Let's move on to Kings Spurs. You broke this down beautifully on your video. I have fired away. Do your analysis. I have fired away on the points and rebounds over 27.5 for DeMar DeRozan. We know that he's going to be playing the 4 most of the time. Yeah. I'd love to hear what you are thinking now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your look and what number you got in on the total Kings Spurs?
So I got the over 215.5 for the Sacramento Kings, San Antonio Spurs over. A lot of that had to do with them having 2 big foot power forwards being out of the lineup, LaMarcus Aldridge and Marvin Bagley. But then you start to peel back this banana here, man.
Okay, we may have just lost our man Trotwham. The internet's been working so well at Westgate. It looks like we got a frozen Trotwham right now. Let's see if we can pull him out and bring him back in. Man, his analysis has been on point. Want him to get back here. Juan Juarez in the house. Great to see you, Juan. God, Trotwham's been on point, man. This is he's been great. The loss of Bagley for the Kings, if you watch Trotwham's Wham Bam play today, and then Aldridge for the Spurs, it opens everything up. And watching the Kings and Spurs in the scrimmages was just very, very high-scoring games. Very high-scoring games. Trotwham's Wham Bam play today, which you must watch because he destroys these line moves. He got in at 215 or even 215.5 on the over. The next day was 216, 216.5. Now it's gone up to 222.5. So it's like he beating these moves by 7 points. That's what he did. He beat that move by 7 points. I'm on DeRozan points and rebounds over 27.5. And then we go to the Rockets Mavericks. We got to put a bow on this. We're going long here today. Rockets open up at minus 1.5. Now Dallas minus 2. And I came very, very close today to putting a bet on Dallas. And then I thought, what am I just betting just to have action tonight, just to watch the game? Because Eric Gordon is going to be out of the lineup. So it's a loss. I'm not saying it's not a loss, but McLemore, Green, Rivers, they can handle that. And then with Covington at the 5 and the Rockets going small ball, what's that going to do to Dallas? And my main thought for Dallas was that they have to get out of that 7 seed. They cannot be in a situation where they have to play the Clippers in the second round. We got Trotwham back in action. We'll let him finish off on Kings Spurs. Wham, the internet's been great there, man.
I know. I thought it was, man. I was just like, they was like, wait a second, nah, we don't want to hear that. Just kick me out. They canceled me out. So what I was really much saying, I'll just get right to the point. Sacramento Kings on the road, they're hitting at 65% towards the over. They're actually doing really good against the spread as well. I believe it's at if I'm not mistaken, 63% of the time they're going over, and they're hitting 65% on the road against the spread this year. So they're actually a good team when they actually push behind the behind the wall there. And I think this is one of those teams that without Brian Forbes for San Antonio, they're going to rely on a lot of those minutes to be hit at with the veterans guys like DeMar DeRozan. Like you say, you like the overs there. That's a great play because of that. He's being out. He's not another guy that they're going to rely on. Derek White, they're going to have Derek White out there, and he's going to be the good guy towards the defensive side. But I don't think his defense is going to be enough to stop this back and forth game that we're going to see here. I think that the San Antonio Spurs losing Brian Flores. They have to play Rudy Gay more. Rudy Gay was getting crushed on the defensive end this scrimmage games. I mean, every time someone was just going after him, going after him, going after him. Pay attention to that on this game. I think if we see him on the floor with a lot of minutes, that's only going to help this over out. I got it at 215.5. Is that 221? I believe here, and I'm going to double. I'm going to double down on that one, bro. I think we still could go over this 221 as well. So I
I
like
think it's
that.
going up even higher because it's 222.5 everywhere.
Oh wow.
I don't think you doubled down, man. You just destroyed that market move by 7 points.
Yeah. Yeah. You say don't do it. Don't do it.
No, because you did it. You
It was up there.
absolutely took advantage of an angle in a game, and the whole marketplace is saying Trotwham was right. And so even if you didn't put enough on it, and that's going to bother you, let that bother you. But
Oh
don't
no, I
don't be
got
in
it.
a
That's the
situation.
biggest play I got going right now. That's the biggest play. I was gonna go a little bit, just add it on to some parlays. I wasn't gonna do no more big straight bets, but that's the biggest play I got today. So I'm really happy about that. Almost
Oh,
1.5 units on that.
spectacular. No, you destroy the market move, and that's why everybody needs to watch the Wham Bam plays of the day. I'm just so in love with your analysis here. I'm enjoying every second of it. What did you think? We got to get on the Rockets Mavericks. We got to put a bow on the show. But what did you think of the DeRozan points rebounds over 27.5?
Over 27.5 makes sense. I don't think he's gonna get that many rebounds though, bro. He probably get what 4 rebounds because
But he's playing
he
the
was
four.
struggling. Yeah, he's been playing the four, but he was struggling to get the like over some of these G League guys. He can't box out a G League guy, so it's going to be tough for him to get those rebounds because he's not used to it. But the points, I think he's going to get in the 30s though. He's going to put numbers up. He's going to get to that DeMar DeRozan that we're used to in Toronto. Because he doesn't have to share the ball today, so I think that has a lot to do with it, and that overs makes sense to me, bro. I like that.
I came close to doubling up on the
That makes
22 and a half
sense.
points. 22 and a half. I came so close. Maybe I will. Maybe I will add that. Okay,
I
let's.
think you can do it off of points alone, bro.
Yeah, I've had such great success on the D-Row totals because I watch them real closely. When you watch a certain player really closely, you know sort of when they're going to light up. And it is a little risky first game with no fans. All right, let's go quickly break down this Rockets Mavericks. I came very, very close to betting the Dallas Mavericks. Very, very close, just because they need to get out of that 7th seed.
Yeah.
It's so
Eric Gordon. No Eric Gordon. It just seems like it's a Dallas spot, but why is the line not moving that much? I mean, it should be a little bit higher because they're clicking on all cylinders, right? I mean, that's what we've seen for Dallas. I mean, I'm a big advocate in Seth Curry. He's a great shooter, probably going to be the best shooter on the court. But at the same time, bro, I don't know. James Harden has been cooking these last scrimmage games. I think he's averaging about 25 points per game, almost 7 assists a game in these scrimmage games. And they're saying after the game that you need to go hard. They're going to go hard from here on out. You see, it kind of hurt them because Eric Gordon did sprain his ankle. They kind of went a little too hard. They should have definitely sat him. You know what I mean? But I mean, I would kind of lean towards Dallas though, just to be honest, just because Luka is a better player. Luka's been a better player for the Mavericks, and I think he could possibly pull this off and get them a little bit higher in the playoffs. But I don't have any play on here as of yet. But if I am leaning anything, it's definitely going to be Dallas. Dallas just looks like that's the play I'm going to make.
When Houston goes small, very small, what do you do with Big Dick Zingis? What do you do with him? What is if it's Covington and Covington's making I just don't understand the strategy. How do you use Porzingis out there?
There's no other way. I mean, they have Powell that's going to be stretching the floor as well. They have a lot of good players, man. They got a lot of good players. But Zingis, he's going to be on that wing though. He's going to be on the wing. He's not going to be down low. He's going to probably play to the Rockets' advantage. He's probably not going to be that big force that we want down low. I think the fact that we're going to have Powell being that big guy and Luka's going to get in the hole, man. We know Luka's going to go to the hole. He's not scared like Lonzo. He's going to go in the hole and try to make something happen. So I just think it's like he said, bro. Like Connor said, this Mavericks, man, are past. And Noco says too much flattery going on. That shit funny, bro. that's how me and Jimmy are, bro. We just love each other, man. This is my guy, bro. This is just what it is, man.
Yeah,
Throw it away.
Dwight Powell's done. I thought Dwight's done for the season, isn't he not?
Oh wow.
They're using Kleber. They're using Kleber. Powell's done. He tore his ACL, right? He's done.
Oh shit.
Yeah, reiterated will not. Even
Gotcha.
if the team reaches the
I
NBA
appreciate
final.
that.
Even if he makes. Johnny Cage saying Mavs all day. I agree. Mavs are passing. I think I might be passing. Could you please review all your action on this NBA card? Trotwham joining us live from the Westgate Sports Book in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So right now we got Orlando -6. It's at 7, I believe. And I have the over 215.5 in the Sacramento San Antonio game. That's at 221.5. My boy said 222.5. That's ridiculous there. And we're going to take Memphis. I took them at the first half +1 at a half a unit. Oh, I'm sorry, I did a full unit there, and then I did a half unit on the money line with Memphis as well. So I like Memphis to come out early. That's kind of usually what they've been doing as of late. Hopefully they can keep that trend going. And for Portland, man, I just think that they could easily win that full game. It's just that them coming out early on the road is bad numbers. So I like this game right here. I like that. I like that Memphis first half +1 and the money line. And as far as the other games, 215.5, man, with the Chicago Kings. But my man Jimmy said don't double down on that. I'm gonna hold back, bro. I'm gonna hold back.
Yeah, you destroyed the market move. You gotta just be a winner. Just be a winner. Sit back. Be a winner. For me, I got Magic -6.5 last Friday on the 24th. I am adding Grizzlies first quarter money line. It's a +115. When I looked at it, we'll see when I bet it. I'm going to be watching this line all day. As soon as I see 5, I'm going to pounce on the Celtics.
Facts.
DeMar DeRozan points rebounds over 27.5. I just went to the points. It's at 22.5, and it's heavily juiced to the under.
Oh wow.
Which so that's going to give me a little bit more time to sit with him at the 4. Brian Warren says just be a winner. Sounds so easy. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the Mavs. Wow, what a treat it is to have Trotwham joining us live from Westgate. We got a bunch of guys. I know Dutch Boy Fresh and Ski Prophet, Drew Martin all want to hang with you. I know you got Big Boss driving in as well. Take some picks for us and have an incredible time. Puts a big smile on my face knowing that you guys are rolling together and hanging out there. Enjoy the time, my friend.
Oh, most definitely, bro. You as well, man. Be safe out there, brother. And, everybody in the chat as well. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button. And you know how it is, man. Odds.com. We're definitely going to try to get another Wham Bam Player of the Day out for tomorrow. I think I've got some looks out there tomorrow. So hopefully we could do this once more again, brother, before I dip out of here, man.
Beautiful, beautiful. Follow him on Twitter at Trotwham. There he is right there. Have a great time in Vegas. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, for sure, bro. Yes, sir.
There he is, Trotwham in the house. So we got to we're not going to have time to go to NHL today like I wanted to. We've got to put a bow on this show. But I will tell you how I feel about things right now. And that's that the teams in the top 4 in each conference, it's an exhibition for them. I do not see these games being very important. I don't think they care whether they're the 1st or 4th seed. So I don't know what to make of them. I don't know how to bet them. Now let's go to the series. A lot of people are on the Jets right now and the Flames. And to me, this is a coin flip type situation. And I know the Flames haven't looked good in their scrimmages, but and Hellebuck's looked incredible. He looked incredible against the Nucks. And if Hellebuck stands on his head, Jets win. So I can understand market move towards, Johnny Cage, we'll go over to NBA. I just want to touch on NHL, and then we'll review MLB and NBA. The Hurricanes, the market was starting to shift towards the Rangers. It's all about Dougie Hamilton. They need Dougie Hamilton badly. They're already dealing with Pesci hurt. They have a very good mobile defense, but if you take Dougie Hamilton out of it, it's not that good. And so we need to wait and find out. But if Dougie Hamilton is good to go, I think the Hurricane, and I still have future bets on the Hurricane. So obviously I want them to get through. Now we know who's going to be the best player on the ice, and it's Artemi Panarin. But the Hurricanes are deeper, and their defense is much better. So then we go to Oilers, Blackhawks. I've some friends who made moves on the Blackhawks, and I don't know how they could do it. I don't even think the Oilers are a good team. I think the Blackhawks are easy to play against. And when you're paying Keith and Seabrook, who doesn't even make the top 6, the amount of money you're paying them, Duncan Keith got old fast, and I think the Oilers take care of business quite easily. And now we have issues with Corey Crawford and COVID. And I don't know the validity of what's going on with Corey and COVID because they're keeping all that secret. But the Oilers to win the series as a minus 175 parlay piece might be something I do as a parlay piece because I like the Canucks. And I think the Canucks are going to beat the Wild. And I think that Pettersson, you're going to see a top 10 player in the NHL. And I say this all the time. He struggles 60, 70 games into the season. And other teams know that. And they can put pressure on him. They slowly grind him down. But in a short tournament, his elite skills come out. And I think he's going to be the difference in that series. Now, Fiala had this unbelievable run. The Wild are a big, tough team, and Greenway's a big, tough player. Dennis Garcia said Edmonton's overrated, but again, not trusting Chicago. I'd love the Canucks to play Edmonton. And when a good team plays Edmonton, I'm going to fade Edmonton like crazy. I don't care how fast McDavid is. Let's move over to Predators, Coyotes. I know this. I'm sort of broken record with these Predators, but they could get hot. One of these teams that's in that first group of teams is going to get hot. One of them is going to get hot, and it could be the Nashville Predators. Chaikin, the general manager of the Coyotes, has quit. And I don't like the team he's put together. And I got fooled by this Coyotes team when they picked up Taylor Hall like an ass. Islanders, Panthers. The Panthers' defense can't be trusted. Bobrovsky can't be trusted. So it's an Islanders or no bet. But I don't like this Islanders team that much. So it's probably a no bet. I understand why the Penguins are minus 235 against the Habs. I think they roll. Maple Leafs, Blue Jackets, Dennis Garcia in our chat, and I'm going to put up I'm going to get a Razor Sharp Picks article and a Dennis Garcia article for today's horse race. I'm going to put them both in the chat. But Dennis said it best when he said that the Blue Jackets are good at everything that the Leafs are bad at. Well, I can't wait to watch. And then I like the Canucks. So official plays I will tweet out. And then from a full futures standpoint to win outright, I truly think that one of these teams, so when we watch, and we should make an in-play, in-season, in-playoffs future looks, because one of these teams that rolls in this playoff series, one of these teams that sweeps 3-0 or wins 3-1 is going to be very dangerous moving forward. Very, very dangerous. But we have to see how hard the top 4 seeds are playing each other. Rod Zwacky says Columbus taking out Leafs, and I'm a huge Leafs fan. Ryan Kozlowski says Edmonton Chicago Pond hockey series should be up and down. And Darian Santiago says no hockey talk, please. Rod Zwacky says Rangers top 6 defense. I don't think so, personally. Gabe Paskey says Canucks are solid. Sean Most think if the Leafs can get past Columbus, they can reach the finals. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be a really tough series. Really tough series. So I'll tweet him out, and then you're going to have Babano here on the show tomorrow, and he's going to go over everything as well. Ryan Kozlowski says if the Isles stay out of the box, I think they win the series because Florida will give Isles a chance to score. Isles suck on power play. Mr. Go says Baz Nationals being this break could help them more than any team. Yeah, it could, but Colorado is scary. Okay, let's go over action. Magic minus 6.5. I still like them at 7. I don't think I'm going to. I don't want to double down on DeMar DeRozan. Noko, we are in talks right now. So we want Loshak back badly. So we're gonna figure that out. We'll have Loshak back very, very soon, Noko. We're huge fans of him. We love him. Grizzlies first quarter money line is a move I like. You're right, Rod Zwacky. And Zabinajad's a beast. Don't get me wrong. And then I'm going to wait and see if I can get the 5. If I get 5, and then I'm on for the Celtics, I'm on the DeRozan over 27.5. In baseball, I'm going to go over Big Boss's plays and mine as well. I'm off Red Sox, Yankees. I have a lean towards the Braves, but I didn't like the way Newcomb looked. And I'm going to stay off. Sean Moster has Colorado coming out of the West. I get it. Spencer Hicks, I do, and they're shit. I have them from the beginning. I mean, they're all 35 and 40 to 1, but they're bad. I've got to do something different. I've got the Hurricanes, which I still think some. Joy Work says Braves money line to the bank. I've got the Hurricanes, but I have the Predators. That's it. I just have Hurricanes and Predators from the beginning of the year, but I'm going to add. I'm going to make ads. Dennis Garcia said Colorado Tampa Bay is my preseason prediction. It's boring, but don't like anyone else. Okay, so then I made no moves in the Reds Tigers. Rays Orioles was the only bet I'd already put in. First 5 under 5 at -120. It's now 4.5. I'm going to double up on the White Sox. First 5 -0.5 and full game -1. I'm going to do that here shortly. And then Indians Twins first 5 under. I'm going to lock that in. Astros first 5 in full game. I'm going to take them against the Angels. And then Dodgers on the -1 line I'm going to take. And I do think the A's can take care of the Mariners. I have 3 question marks there. God, I gotta get out of here. Okay, Oakland. I just don't trust Taijuan Walker. And I think Minaya pitches well. And the Mariners aren't hitting lefty. So I am going to take the A's -1. Okay, there you have it. DJ Big Boss. He was making moves. He's on the Dodgers. He's waiting to get the 8 on the total for the Rangers Giants, and he's on the over. For the over 8, he's waiting to get the 8, and then he's going to take the over 8 in the Giants game, and then he's on the Padres first 5 -0.5. Padres first 5 -0.5. All right. Dennis Garcia says you have to love no time restrictions, so 2-hour show. Thank you guys so much for rolling with us, man. Connor McLaughlin, as soon as I know for a fact that the Hurricanes defense is healthy, I'm going to be scared. I'm going to be nervous. I mean, losing Pesci really hurts. If we just quickly look at this, and the Rangers are a good hockey team, and I believe they'll go with Shesty. And if Shesty gets hot, I think whoever comes out of this series is going to be dangerous. But right now, you have to move Vatanen to that number 1 line. So we know Slavin, Corsi numbers unbelievable. But if there's no Dougie Hamilton for me, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Beautiful. Rod's Wacky Braves -1.5 is a 10-star play today. Mr. Gokes said might be too much for Sheshti. I'll tell you what will happen, Gokester, is if it's not sorry, I'm going to pop those articles in. If it's not if it's King Henrik, the Rangers are going to lose 5-1 or 5-2 game 1, and Shesty will come right in. All right, I'm going to put in a couple articles here from odds.com for you guys to peruse. One is the Razor Sharp Picks article, and then one is our guy Dennis Garcia's article. Let's get them in right now. Razor Sharp Picks, Boston, Bucks, Celtics. Here we go. This is from our guy, Razor Sharp Picks. There we go. Let's make sure there it is. Beautiful. And then Dennis Garcia's article. Dennis Garcia making moves and such a spectacular. He's a great capper all around, but his thoroughbred capping is unbelievable. So let's get this up here right now. And there, mine is moving a little. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to our guests, DJ, Big Boss. There's Matt DeCero in the house. Dennis Garcia says we need a Whitney pick. Yeah, I know we do. I know we do. I'm going to study it a little more. I love you guys. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. To our guests, Trotwham coming to us live from Westgate Sportsbook. DJ Big Boss coming to us live from Long Beach, California. To all you great cappers in the chat, Darian Santiago, Buzznut721, Connor McLaughlin, Mr. Gokester Reese, Mally Mal, Connor McLaughlin, Dennis Garcia, Cynthia Paniagua, Tony Mang. Oh, says Rangers already announced they're starting Shesterkin. That's a smart move. Ryan Kozlowski, Andrew G, Ick Schnizzle, Ohio's finest, Prince of the City, No Co. Yes, I agree. Shesty's better than Mrazek. I completely agree with you. Completely. Rod Zawacki, all you guys, have a great weekend. Robert Cherry, Joe Gimarino. And tomorrow, this show will be hosted by the great Ian Cameron, a.k.a. Bobano. But most importantly, Lecce. Hey, those bookmakers! Get paid in full.